And I'm so excited about Activation Tour in Atlanta, Saturday, April 2nd. I'm telling you, this is so great because like what we're going to talk about the Activation Tour is really to activate what is already on the inside of you. You see, the title of this video is like how to transition from your job to a business. The problem is that most people, when you think about business, they make it bigger than what it sounds. What is a business? When you think about the business, traditionally, you think about a building, you think about employees, managers, you think about, you need maybe $1 million to start your business. So there's so many things in your mind will stop you to think objectively. You cannot find the objective because the thing is too big. You feel like, you need so much boundaries that you have to break to go from your job to your business. So you don't know where to start. And what happens is that when you go to a conference, most of the time, like you will go to have a good experience. It's a good networking event. You're jumping around and, some lights. You might maybe, play with a balloon. But you get out of that conference and you still don't really have the blueprint to what you're supposed to do. And so what I'm going to do in this conference, for the first time ever, I will have a 2-hour session. I know VIP, is a little pricey, it's $500. So most people are not going to have the time after the conference to go to, a smaller room, so where I can really break down the concept of idea, marketing, and, distribution of your product globally. So at the conference, I make my business. I've never done it before. I've been, teaching around the world since 2002. So for 20 years, I never took the time to put together a 2-hour session. So this time, I'm going to put together a 2-hour session where I will teach in details to make sure that we will cover every area possible for you to understand what you really need to do to go from one aspect to the other. I don't want you to feel like you're stuck. So before we even talk about, the hard skills is like, your marketing strategy, what type of social media you need to use, if you use internet. I mean, today, most of the business you have to utilize internet. So people want the strategy, but most of the time, if you try to transition before you take action, before you get really what you need to go to the next level, you have to identify where you are and what you have. Let me repeat that. Before you go any further, you have to identify, what do you have and who you are. Who you are, not like your name or where you're from, but where who you are in the core of yourself. What makes you vibrate? What makes you tick? What makes you, your eyes light up? What is the fire on the inside of you? What makes you, man, you know what? I need to do this. Like, there's something on the inside of you that should help you to go to the next level. This is why it's so important. So we talk about, how to identify your God-given talent. When you identify your God-given talent, the business you need to start is based on your natural intellectual ability. And it's going to help you to go to the next level. But if you don't do that, Dulce, Amor, if you don't do that, how are you going to be able to go to the next level? Because like what happened today with social media, people want to start a job or a business because like they said that it's working or there's a lot of profit. So most people will come to me and say, hey, Dulce, what is a good business I can start? How I can start my business overseas? What do you, advise me to do? I have $1,000. What do you want me to do with it? I have $5,000. What I can do with it? I got $10,000. No. The question is not what you're supposed to do with the money. Is that you have to go with what comes to you naturally. So you cannot transition from your job to your business if you don't understand what's working for you naturally. And some people sometimes they have this, this kind of pride or little arrogance where they don't know how to ask the right question. Like they have a job and they try to tiptoe around starting a business. Like, let me tiptoe around. Let me do a little thing. Let me do a little business. Let me do a little thing every Thursday night for 10 minutes. Maybe, no. You cannot tiptoe around it. You can make your research first, but when it's time for you to launch, you launch. And according to the intensity that you're going to use to go after what you believe, it will determine how fast you get results. The results will build your confidence, and the more confidence that you have, you're going to be able to maintain your momentum. Okay? So I want to really say that. So now that you understand that, I'm not going to keep you long. You have to understand that what you're good at. The first thing, I will give you 5 things that are going to help you. Number 1, what you're good at. What is the thing that you can do naturally? What is the thing that you really like to do? Nobody need to ask you, just start doing it. Okay? Number 2, what type of success did you experience in your life? I don't care if you're 18, 28, or 68. There's something that you've done in your life that you have some success. It can be like you used to draw good, or you are very good in certain aspect of things that you have done, and where everybody said that, you know what, I like when you're doing this. That's really what you're doing. Your parents, give you a compliment about that. Your neighbors said that you're good at it. In your school, they used to say that the same thing. In your job. So now you said, you know what, maybe I'm very good at that. That past success, maybe I can repeat it, and maybe I can transform that into a business. Number 3, when you do something, you lost, you don't know what time it is because you're so focused, you're so consumed by it. You say, man, I don't really know what time it is, man. I'm just enjoying doing what I'm doing. It's just like so much joy. It's like, man, I love it. So it's like you're passionate about it. Okay? And number 4, what type of book or podcast, because now you don't just only book, but what kind of book or podcast do you listen to? And again, a podcast can be a video that you're watching now, or it can be like an audio podcast on Spotify or on an iTunes store. Or what type of book are you going to buy? Are you buying it? Are you looking to, you're very interested to buy? So that's really what's really interesting you. And number 5, you have to understand that there's some element that you have to position yourself here. Are you a practical person? Are you a creative person? Or do you like to analyze things? You have to situate yourself. And when you look at yourself, you'll be like, oh, okay, well, I can do something. There's something very important that most people don't really talk about that I like to really go a little deeper, so you can really go to a whole nother level. Hey, Anthony, can go to a whole nother level and you can, understand what's going on. I really want you to think about it, okay? So that's very important. What's going on, Anthony? You have a ticket, for sale for my conference, Activation 2, or you talk about another thing? And we talk also about marketing. Whenever you see somebody like Anthony Lopez, for example, I will talk a lot about marketing in my conference. And you don't know the person, and somebody come and say like, I have a ticket to sell. That, sound like really something going on, like, hey, so like there's something try to sell something to you. Okay? And right now, I already know this is a scam. And I want you to be able to call out things like that. Say, you know what? I'm not supposed to do stuff like that. This is a scam. So when somebody said like, I have money for you, I have this opportunity for you. No. Everything is based on making a quality decision versus emotional decision. Emotional decision is about bling bling, flashing. Hey, I got my car. Hey, I made 10,000 yesterday. You make 10,000 today? This is not a business proposition. This is somebody trying to sell you a short dream. Okay? So let's come back to what we are talking about. So now you have top 8 intelligence that you have. And you have to understand that when you know about that, it's going to be easier for you to transition from your job to a business. And the number 1 business in the world is an information business, what we call the expert business. So it means that all you need to have is to know 1% more than somebody else in a topic where you already have the predisposition to be a better person because you got the passion, you got success in it, and something that you can do for free, something that nobody can force you to do. And if you have a passion about anything, all you have to know is the laws of the internet for business. There's a laws, for restaurants, business model for restaurant, a business model for delivery businesses. Every type of business, they have a business model. So you have to understand that when it comes to the internet, e-commerce, digital marketing, there's certain law that you need to know, and you need to have certain tools just to have the opportunity to position yourself as a business to, be able to sell something. But you cannot sell something directly if you don't have certain tools. So the tools, I will go in details, in the conference, but you need to have a website to build your personal brand. Especially if you're going to utilize internet, people need to know who's behind the CEO. You cannot just do like in the 80s and late 90s where people just, they're more focused about what the company was doing. Now they want to know who's the CEO. If the CEO has the same type of value that I have. Because now there's so much competition. So you have to be a type of person that people need to like who you are. You cannot just walk around and say like, oh, I'm just going to start a business. So we need to know who you are as a person, okay? And that your personal branding is going to breathe into your expertise and build your consulting business based on that. But you need to understand to have a website, not any website, you need to have a CRM, content relation manager, and you need to learn how to create quality content. And of course, learn how to run ads. And this is just like the foundation of a successful online business. But before you learn the mechanism of marketing and all this kind of stuff, you need to have enough motivation, inspiration to do what you're supposed to do, to show up every day and do the minimum, what we call the organic traffic. You have to be there and to do what is supposed to be able to be consistent enough to build trust with your audience. And when you can do that, you cannot do that if you don't have the basic things I'll talk about. You have to check your emotional intelligence and make sure that you have enough passion, resources, and motivation to take that business off the ground. If you just talk about it and you don't do anything towards it, it's not going to happen. Even if you look for the money to get your business, if you don't move, if you don't see, people don't see some traction, even if somebody want to invest in your business or help you, they cannot help somebody who don't talk about the vision. You cannot see the vision. You cannot see what the person is supposed to do. Nobody's going to be able to help you. Okay, so this is why you need to come to Activation Tour, and my wife gonna have a powerful message she never shared before, and she will come, in the next few days to tell you about it. But I'm telling you, Activation Tour, April 2nd in Atlanta, Georgia. You don't want to miss it. We're in Paris, France in November. We do the conference January 29 in Atlanta. In Saturday, May 28, we'll be in Montreal. Do it again in French and English. Okay, and before the end of the year, we go to some other countries. This is a global movement, Activation Tour. Okay, so just go online, just tap Activation Tour, 2016, 17, we've been doing that for 6 years globally. So you will see that's something that you want to be part of. We have students with huge results from all around the world, and we want you to be the next person. Come out to Activation Tour. Say like, I've been activated. There's something moving on the inside of me, and I'm willing to take a chance on myself. I'm willing to bet on myself. I want to invest in what God put on the inside of me so I can utilize it to come out of my situation, to develop, my financial freedom and helping people to do the same and do my passion. This is your dream job. Your dream job to be able to exercise your passion utilizing, internet tools to go to the next level. The stat already told us that 85% of people are not happy in their jobs. So whoever watching that thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's only 15% of people who are happy with their job. So if you're part of the 85% and you want to establish a transition, you have to do that. And that's just one aspect of the things that we're going to talk about in the Activation Tour. We're going to talk about investing in stock. We're going to talk about how to, of course, build your brand, but not only in the United States, globally. You hear my accent. I speak French, my first language. English, my second language. I will show you how you can have an impact in Europe, in Africa, in South America, to add languages and subtitles in your videos, in foreign languages. There's somebody in India who needs your services even if you live in Kansas City. But if you don't know how to go global, how are you going to position yourself for somebody in India to see what you do? You know, sometimes when we live in the United States, in North America, we are so laser focused in one part of what we want to do, and we forget that there's an entire global, world over there with more than 7 billion people who just needed to hear what we have to say. But if you only focus with just people who are in the United States, you don't have a full vision. So take your courage, go to the next level, take your ticket right now. In the description, if you watch this video on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook, or Twitter, the link is in the description. You can get your ticket now, the address of the hotel, everything is in it. Do what you have to do, make a decision. This is the first quarter of 2022. 2022 is going to be a different year. You see what happened globally, and so you have to position yourself to have option. Whenever you see something happening in the world, and it's dark in one part of the world, there's another part of the world where people are prospering because of a type of information that they have access. You know what I'm saying? Like now, I live in the United States, some people complaining about the gas prices. I don't. I made 15% over my investment in crude oil in 1 week. So I'm not sad because I knew what to do. But it's the same thing about business. So you have to understand to position yourself to have the right information to be able to prosper with what you already know. But if you don't know the system, you don't understand the laws of the internet, for you to position yourself to sell your product, your online course, your book, your coaching program globally, you're not going to be happy about it. Okay? So that's why I didn't want to have a pre-recorded video. I want to come live and talk to you guys and make sure that you get it. Okay? So I got to go. I'm going to do another video tomorrow, in French, because I have a course coming out in French March 10, but the conference is in April. And for people in Canada waiting for me, don't worry about it. The tickets I'm going to stop the ticket for Atlanta on April 1st. April 2nd at midnight, I'll launch the ticket for Montreal, Canada. So I'm going to be there with my spouse in Montreal, Canada. May 28th, get ready, we'll be in Montreal. I already talked to my team over there. I already figure out where it's going to be. I cannot tell you yet. I have to sign the contract, make sure everything's okay. But we found a nice location. It's going to be good. And a VIP, I let you know already. Prepare yourself. I'm not going to be able to have a lot of people VIP. It's just going to be 8 people VIP in Canada. So as soon as I announce it, you just get your ticket. Don't even wait for it. Just get your ticket, okay? So thank you so much, guys. Das Secondagas, CEO at Real Media, live from Atlanta, Georgia. It's always a pleasure. I'll see you in Atlanta, Georgia. If you watch that replay, because you're going to see that video again on our website, and just do whatever you have to do. Activation tour. There's no other conferences like that in the world. I've been around the world. I'm telling you, it's not because it's mine. It's because it's the right thing to say. Okay. So talk to you later. Bye bye. Oh my God.